choose a pure Rajapaliyam puppy?
Well, talking about how do you choose a pure Rajapaliyam puppy?
Get a little bit of gasoline. Walk on.
How to choose a pure Rajapaliyam puppy?
Well, talking about how do you choose a pure Rajapaliyam puppy? It's a very good question. See, most of the Rajapaliyam dogs, they are the indigenous Indian dogs, basically. So they all have an ancestral back certificate, which is certified by the KCI, the Kennel Club of India. So they have who are all the parents and details of the parents, the details of the mother, the details of the father. So they have those details, and based on those details, when a dog litters, they apply for the certificates and they get the certificates accordingly, according to the number of pups they litter. So that's how we identify by looking at the certificates. The other thing is, you also to see for healthy dogs, it's always good to see the mother and the father, the structure, the build, and another thing, important thing is they should not be inbreeding. Inbreeding is something which is very not so good. The pups may not be healthy. So at an average, these Rajapaliyam puppies, they litter around ranging from say 4 to 8 to 10, 8 to 7 puppies. This time, the first time it littered, it was 2 years old. The dog which I had, it was from Country Club, the female Rajapaliyam which I had, and the male also was a very good background it had. I got them crossed. It littered 8 puppies, 4 were males and 4 females, but 1 male died during the time of littering. And these dogs always love to choose a sand, where there is sand. They like to go dig and bury themselves into a sand. I tried making a cot and things like that, but the mother preferred to go into the sand and a kind of hidden place to litter its puppies. Very choosy on where they want to litter. So, and there are a lot of issues how you take care of these puppies. Maybe I can come back to you on those issues. Your basic question was how to choose the puppies. So one is looking at their structures, the pictures, and how healthy they are, whether they are active. The puppies have to be very active. They are not having any sickness and disease. You will see them running around, playing around, and they will be very, very active. So that when the puppy is active, you can make sure the puppy doesn't have any sickness and you can take it. If you see them a little drowsy, sleeping all the time and things like that, and not active, then probably they might have contracted some disease. There are various vaccines to be given and various things to be discussed about how you take care of these puppies, which involves a lot of time and of course a lot of care and a lot of medicines, and especially the ticks that you can get is very dangerous. Suddenly overnight they get infested with ticks. So that's one thing which we need to be careful. I experienced all these kind of things, and I lost a couple of puppies also. So that's the experience I like to tell you for the timing. If you need any other questions, you can ask me.
Food for the puppy.
Food, yes. The food from the day old the puppy is born, as far as possible, it's good that if the mother's milk is sufficient and the puppies are getting sufficient milk from the mother and they are all healthy and the mother is healthy, it's okay. If not, there are certain supplements which is normally not recommended, but in some cases you may have to go for the supplements. It's always good to discuss a veterinary doctor. I had a lot of experience going back and forth to the veterinary doctors, and the mother wasn't so healthy when she littered. She lost appetite and the babies were not getting sufficient milk. She started getting some infection, so we had to give it antibiotics, which reduces the input of the milk, output of the milk. So I had to go for supplements. I have to give them tonics. Pro V is one of the tonics that I give, almost 1 ml for each puppy, when they are small with an ink filler. We have to feed them physically with the hands until the puppies are 30 to 40 days old. And as much as they could, later on the mother's infection was okay, the input of milk was good. The puppies love to drink the mother's milk. That's the first priority. And then solids only after the 30th and 40 days we can think about giving them solid feeds. And that's about it, about the puppy.
How to choose a good place for the dog?
A good place is a dog. Normally it's good to keep it in a raised level. So as long as they are not too much where, especially when they are sleeping, they themselves like to sleep at a higher level. Because that's the time the insects come crawling for them to come next to them. The ticks, when the dog is fast asleep, that's the time they crawl from the sand and they come. So it's always good that they are kept in a raised level. And they should be they should also have that freedom and exercise to run around, especially the Rajapalayam dogs. They are hunting dogs. These dogs, by the Britishers, have named them the night hounds, because these dogs, probably the Britishers gave them that name because they are very visible in the nights. They are fully white in color, and even in the dark you can see them running. And they were used for hunting purposes by the Britishers and the Maharajas of those days. So they definitely would need a lot of exercise, enough space to run around and come back to a proper shelter where they can rest. That's always good to have built a small kennel for them in your house. Yeah.
What kind of food do you feed an adult dog?
The food is like the kind of food I've been giving it is I give it a balanced diet. Sometimes when it's required I used to give them pedigree, but not too much of pedigree. I used to give them beef bones and soup and rice, then chicken liver and gizzard. Especially when she was pregnant, we gave it with a lot of liver and gizzard, so she was able to get sufficient milk output for the puppies. So different feed according to its appetite at different times. I give it chicken legs. They love the chicken legs. It enjoys it. But normally I give it all, cook it. I cook them and give it. Because if I give it raw and it gets taste of eating raw meat, it goes for my livestock, which I have a lot of fowls and other live birds around. So my dog has gone used to all of them. It never touches any of my livestock. Because we give it this is the kind of diet and food we give it. And sometimes curd and milk, no milk very occasionally, but milk and rice also we do give. Milk and curd. Sorry, curd and rice. Curd and rice is one of the good feed for puppies to give. It digests well, especially in the puppy stage. Curd rice is also I would recommend. For the
what
puppies.
are the common training methods to train a
Well, to train them, the dogs, especially in the growing stage, after the 40th day and all that, you can slowly start giving them the basic trainings to sit down, to sit, and then to give your paw, and then to beg, and then to, and then take them around for hunting and all the things, the various ways of training. As the dogs are growing, your Rajapalayam dogs are very well known for leaping at very good heights. They're very good at running. You can take them in your vehicle and take them into open grounds, make them run to chase some rabbits. They love doing all those kind of things. And they will outrun most of the other normal dogs. They have a very good stamina and a very good stride if you see them running, yes.
What are the common infections that can affect a Rajapalayam breed?
The common infections that I can name a few, like they say, the disease known as pawar, then there is something known as distemper, then there is tetanus, and like this various disease which the puppies can, any one of these sicknesses, they can die overnight. It's very hard to save them. And so there is a 7-in-1 injection which covers a vaccine span of these Rajapalayam dogs. They live up to say an average of about up to 12 years. Yeah. And then the next question is, when do you allow the dog to start mating? So once you get a puppy, once the dog has reached about 1.5 years old or up to even 2 years, it's better to allow it for the first mating. And you can mate at least 1 or 2 times is good enough if you get it mated. And the exact date of mating, if you want to know, the moment you see it bleeding, any signs of bleeding from the dog, you can immediately take it to the vet and get a progesterone test done, and that test will give you 99% accuracy of when the dog has to be taken for mating, and that's how you get it mate cross successfully, the Rajapalayam pups dog. And it's good to do that, because if you go in the wrong time and wrong dates, you'll be wasting your energy with the male and the female. So it's good to determine the exact time for mating. And they litter at an average of up to, I think I already mentioned that, ranging from 4 to 5 pups to 7 to 8 pups. My dog was allowed to mate after 2 years. It littered 8 puppies, 1 died. I think I already said that. And also talking about the price range of puppies. See, that depends. Like when I bought the puppy for 16,000 rupees each, which is a Kennel Club certified puppies. 2 females I bought. But there are different people selling it according to the demands of at that time for the puppies. Ranging from 10,000, it goes up to 20,000. Some people say they want to sell a male for 20 and 16. There are some people who sell it for 10 and 12 and up to 14 and 15, depending upon the requirement and the demands at that time. So there's no specific rates for me to say exactly. At an average, I would say 15,000 a pup is okay for a Rajapalayam, male and female at an average. So that's what I feel about pricing the puppies. Anything else you have?
Will you be able to cater the needs of
Yeah, regarding catering the needs of the requirements of the people for Rajapalayam dogs, you all can always call me. I can guide you all from where or how to get the puppies. There are various sources and ways to get puppies, and it depends on the season. So Susie, I brought it when it was about 30 days old as a puppy, and I was advised to feed it only curd rice initially, and I started feeding it curd rice. Milk is not advisable. That's what the breeder who sold the puppy to me said, not to feed it with milk, because curd is better for digestion. So the puppies grew very healthy, and later on pedigree was always kept as a supplement sometimes, especially during training times. To train them, I use the pedigree. They're very fond of the pedigree, but I don't overfeed them with pedigree. I feed them with the normal soup and bones, and my dogs have the freedom to run around, a lot of space to run around, exercise. Rajapalayams are always slim. She's littered her puppies and she's just recoping. Little Susie, she's a very friendly dog. We brought it in a very passive way. She never bites anyone, but she always warns us when anybody comes. She signals us. She barks at people. She never bites anybody. Probably a male dog of the same breed would be more ferocious, and even some females turn to be ferocious. It depends on the upbringing of the dog. If you want to bring them up in a ferocious way, you can bring them in a very ferocious way. From small itself, you play around wild, they turn also wild. But sometimes you can see its habits when we had other dogs around, how she fights, and they have a teamwork. She and a sister, we had another ordinary country dog with us, which was a senior to her, and used to dominate. But when she grew up, she was always passive with that dog, but there were times when she could not tolerate things. If not, she's quite a tolerant dog. So when the other dogs go beyond toleration, they fight. And they fight, they go for the neck. They literally kill that country dog. But both joined together and it was a teamwork attack. So these are very good hunting dogs if you train them. And good to train them is to make them leap to heights. You can tie a chicken with a rope, help them to jump heights till they reach. You can see up to what height they can. There are a lot of entertainments you can have with these dogs. But you need to have the time, the energy and the interest to enjoy these good things about these good breed dogs, Indian dogs, known as the Rajapalayam. The Britishers named it the Night Hound. That was the name of this dogs named by the Britishers. Hope you'll enjoy this.